Okay, here we go. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Married with Kids. I'm your host with the most. This is my beautiful wife, my life, and this is my cousin, my fuzzin.
If we do not get a new intro, I am quitting.
Happy New Year, everybody. So we recorded this on New Year's Eve, but it's probably not going to come out till like February. I got stuff going on, all right?
Priorities, Kevin.
Yeah. Well,
He's honestly making like 2 other videos before this, that's why.
which you should have already watched. If you haven't watched those, pause this video, go watch those, come back. Welcome back.
Edit that.
Today we're going to talk just about movies in general, but we're going to focus on scary movies probably because we like scary movies. But we're also going to talk about scary movies or movies in general that we had really high hopes for and they just didn't deliver. They just wound up being kind of crappy and disappointing. One especially, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then I also printed up a list.
Okay, boomer. Printing?
Honestly.
What? What do you even do?
He
have a
literally
printer?
prints out every single thing that he does on his computer. This man is single-handedly destroying the forest.
Why, Kevin?
First movie we're going to talk about is Halloween from 2018. We're really excited for it. Halloween is one of our favorite series, and Michael Myers is an awesome character. It didn't deliver. It was really disappointing. I didn't care for it. I don't know. Did you like it?
It was alright.
No, hated it. Hate. You have to go see the follow-up to Halloween in theater.
Movies are too expensive.
Yeah, that's true. Because of all this dining. No, I don't want a cheeseburger
But
delivered to my seat.
Yeah, I do too.
You do?
I like the
I'm
fancy
down with the
seats,
fancy
too.
seats.
The next one we're going to talk about that we had high hopes for was Pet Sematary. The first one freaked me out when I was a kid.
We need to talk about the trailer for that movie because it was outstanding.
Yeah.
That is such crap. When they just like
Nonsense.
draw you in, they put
Yeah.
more money into these
Yeah,
like
trailers than the
advertisements.
actual movie.
And the movie sucks.
And they
give you
changed the
whole
trailer
movie.
to change the whole story, make you think you're watching something else that you're
Like,
not
why
watching.
can't you just make the movie?
Yeah.
What you thought?
Or putting all the good parts in the trailer. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Like, I already saw it.
There was not a single scary scene in that entire movie.
Yes, there was. That's a lie.
I disagree.
Even though you know remakes are bad, this one fell flatter than flat. Out of all the remakes I've probably ever seen.
Dang.
Probably.
Damn.
No, really.
It's exhausting.
Honestly.
You just don't know what you're gonna
I
get
need to speak to
anymore.
these directors.
Yeah.
Toot sweet.
Too sweet. So the next one, Katie's going to have a lot to say about scary stories to tell in the dark.
Because
So, first of all, I just want to say the obvious political undertones of it was annoying and totally pulled me out of the story.
Stop putting messages in my movies. Because first of all, I hear your message and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like on either side.
We like
I wanna be entertained.
the suspension of disbelief or whatever. We like to be pulled into the story, and when there's political undertones or when there's things like that, it pulls you back into reality and it pulls you back into your own opinions and crap. And like, it's just knock it off.
obnoxious.
Like,
Leave it off.
we get it,
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
That being
Do your
said,
job.
Do
This-
your job. Let's fire
this
that.
movie did
Honestly.
not deliver. We
Well,
were so
because-
excited because this is stuff from our childhood, and
Yeah.
yet the only thing they did good was they made some of the monsters look like the original artwork.
I mean, the artwork was spot on. Like, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Harold. If you saw the movie, that is Harold. They did such a good job.
Don't look at my chewed up fingernail.
Not. Let's talk about this monster. Spot on. Oh, okay.
That doesn't look that scary.
Because this is like one of the, and that was my other pet peeve too with this, is that they took this amazing collection, so this just looks like one book, but it's actually 3, and they took like the least scary ones out of it and put it into this movie, and then they had to make a plot because you can't just have a bunch of scary stories that don't relate to each other. So they made this horrible teenage, you do it.
You're doing real good, babe. So you made this horrible teenage, not scary stories to tell in the dark.
Seth, can you intervene here? Because
No.
So the next one is It. When it came out in 2017, we were really excited about it. We went and watched it. We loved it. It wasn't like super scary, but we loved it. It was a great remake, and it was better than the original in my opinion, and I think in her opinion as well. We were so excited for It Chapter 2, and I would constantly follow up on stuff, and I followed them on Instagram, and I watched all these stupid YouTube videos. We were so excited about it, and then It Chapter 2 came out, and we watched it, and it was just like 3.5 hours of not very good at all. It's super disappointing, not scary.
They tried to put too many stories in one movie. Like, they
Yeah.
could have had 3 movies out of that one movie.
It wasn't true to the book, which was annoying. I disagree. I don't think it could have been 3 movies. I think it could have been 1 movie, flashing back between childhood and adulthood. It was a slow burn of a nothing waste of time, as Kevin would say. They changed the ending from what the book was. The ending sucks. Sucks worse in the movie than it does in the book, I'll tell you that.
This list from IMDb, the top 4 best horror movies of all time according to this. Number 4 is The Thing from 1982. I give it credit for the nostalgia and for it being like a good movie, and it is pretty unsettling and scary, but I don't think it's number 4. Alien from 1979, I don't think that's number 3. The Shining from 1980, okay, we love Stanley Kubrick and blah blah blah, but I don't think that deserves number 2. The best horror movie of all time according to IMDb is Psycho from 1960. All anybody remembers from that movie is the pervert watching her take a shower, and then the murder scene, the iconic murder scene that happens 20 minutes into the movie. What happens in the rest of the movie? You don't remember. You only remember the twist ending and that murder scene. And that's the best scary movie of all time that was made 60 years ago.
I think
Yeah.
people have a hard time not putting iconic movies at the top of lists, even if they've been outdone by this point in time,
I agree.
because you're pooping on an icon.
In my opinion, in terms of horror movies, I would say that The Grudge and The Ring and The Exorcist and the first Paranormal Activity, movies like that
So scary.
are way better horror films than those. I think that The Shining is a good
That's like
psychological
saying,
thriller. I wouldn't call it a horror film.
a new up-and-coming actor is a better gangster actor than Robert De Niro. You don't do that. You
Yeah.
just don't do that. Robert De Niro's number 1 until he's dead, and then even then, like when you're dead, you're a legend. Like you never put someone above that.
And that's why it's disappointing that so many movies on this list are decades old. You got number 16 is King Kong from 1933. That was stop motion animation from
Horror.
1933. That's one of the best horror films of all time. I get that it changed like the world and crap. It's been almost 100 years since that's been out. That's insane. 87 years old. This says that Zombieland is a better horror film than Saw from 2004. Saw is a great film. I don't even know if I would call it a horror film though. I'd call it more of a psychological thriller.
No,
than-
that is a
It's
horror
just gore.
film. If it's gory and scary, it's horror.
Yeah.
28 Days Later is a great film. The Others.
They should be the others. Wait, what movie is that?
That's the one with Nicole Kidman when
Yeah, scary. Yeah, it is.
it's
but
scary,
it's another
and then the twist at the end was M. Night Shyamalan-esque.
Shyamalan
Sixth
Ding
Sense.
Dong, one of my favorites. Don't at me.
Yeah,
He's a genius.
I love that guy.
I love him and I love his films.
I don't care if he ruined The Last Airbender.
Nobody cares about The Last
Yeah.
Airbender.
Yeah, he's got guts to do things that other people would never do. A Quiet Place.
Best film of all time.
I
Don't
like
at
that.
me.
This is a good film.
So good. Love you, John Krasinski.
Bird Box.
Never
Don't
saw
try
it.
to don't try to climb on another movie's shoulders.
Right. It's the
What?
same
What was
exact
it?
thing.
It's the same thing except instead of hearing, it's vision.
Where does like The Conjuring fall on here? Because that's like what I think, or like Insidious. Those don't
But that's
rank at all.
because that is like the new slasher. We were talking about this earlier. It went like slasher films and then it evolved into the ghost and demon genre. And that was like the new thing.
Like
now
the pop
that's
things.
getting tired out, so we
Yeah.
need something new.
Well, like,
but
why
I
did
feel
they
like
make
you
this
grew
list?
up like right when that exploded. Like,
Yeah.
how old were you when The Grudge came out? Probably
like 0.5.
yeah. So like your whole life has been that's like your scary
Yeah,
movie thing.
true.
Yeah.
Not that those aren't scary because
They scared me. They still scare me. I don't like that.
Me too. I feel that. But I just feel like that genre is getting tired.
Because when Halloween and when Friday the 13th and all those slasher movies came out, it was like the 70s and the 80s, and that kind of stuff was scary. Like just the fact that people were getting murdered is scary.
And now we're like over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, murder's not scary anymore. We have to come up with stuff.
It has to be so
And-
much not.
So ghosts and demons.
And then it went into ghost. I feel like it
which
went into
are
ghosts.
never not scary, but like somehow they've still managed to overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Because sometimes I visualize it, like you were
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
saying.
And-
Give a face to it.
For me,
And
that
that's never
ruins
what
it,
it's
and
gonna
that's
be,
that's what was
you know?
so good about Paranormal Activity. I remember when I first saw it, I thought it was a ghost movie, and it turned out to be a demon movie, and demons are real, and that freaks me out. You never see anything.
That was one of the first movies I ever saw that had scary stuff happen during the daytime.
It's
Yeah.
like The Grudge when she gets her from under the blanket, because the blanket's like your safe spot.
Right.
So The Conjuring is on this list at number 46, and
Okay.
the first Conjuring was pretty unsettling.
Definitely had been done before, for
Yeah,
sure.
the typical. I mean, it was cool that they brought in. They did the Ed and
all that.
Lorraine Warren thing and the true story stuff, and they elaborated on it. But the whole exorcism demon stuff is just like, it's so tired now. If you actually watch this and you decide to comment on this, I'd love to get your opinion on what you think are the scariest movies and the movies that kept you up at night. I saw The Exorcist when I was like 11, and I couldn't sleep without my light on and the TV on for a long time. I used to have to jump onto my bed from across the room.
Let's talk about It Follows.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yes.
That movie, okay, dude, for some reason,
Terrible.
that movie
Terrible good.
got
It's
under
scary.
my skin, dude.
We
Made
were
me
first
uncomfortable.
dating when
I made you watch it.
Yeah, when I saw it for the first time, I used to drive home from your house in the middle of the night to my house, and I used to get out of my car. I would sprint. Like, I'm a grown adult, and I would sprint from my car to my front door, and then walk up my stairs all fast and like hop in my bed.
Isn't
Like
that crazy?
I was physically uncomfortable, scared. It is following me.
But there's something about that movie that just makes me uncomfortable. First time I saw it, I was like, oh. I watched it alone at graveyards at my old job and just like in the dark alone. I used to watch a lot of scary movies in my dark office alone in the middle of the night. Well, that's all I really have to say. I don't know if there's anything else you guys wanted to bring up.
Yeah, no, nothing
We've already
more
been
to
talking
say.
for like a half hour.
Happy New Year.
Happy.
Oh, yeah. That's our senseless ramblings about horror movies that disappointed, and just thanks for listening and just giving us the time of day. If you liked our stuff, go ahead and like us, leave a comment below, and follow us. Let us know what your favorite scary movie is. Let us know what screwed you guys up when you were kids. Let us know what movies scared you really bad when... Let us know what your favorite scary movies are, and let us know what movies, freaked you out a lot, got under your skin. So again, I'm your host with the most. This is my beautiful wife, my life. This is my cousin, my fuzzin'. Make sure you like and subscribe right here under my face. And check
We,
out
only film
this video
videos
or this
when
video.
Seth is with us now. We haven't done a video without Seth in so long.
We'll do that FaceTime thing again.
Yes. I'll eat cookie dough again too.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.